Hallo liebe Zuschauer und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge von Sgcarmart Reviews. Heute sind wir in Ingolstadt vor dem Audi Museum, ein sehr besonderes neues Auto zu testen. Okay, wait. Never mind, let's do a proper intro. Audi's electric era thus far has been defined by its all-out range-topping flagships. In Singapore, we've already seen the gorgeous and ludicrously quick e-tron GT as well as RS e-tron GT, as well as the sumptuous, luxurious Audi Q8 e-tron. What the brand perhaps has been lacking thus far, however, is a car that can appeal to a broader market of buyers. Which is why we've come all the way to Ingolstadt to test this, the Audi Q4 e-tron. Step up to the Q4 e-tron and I think what will strike you at first is just how short this one is as well as how short the front overhangs are, and that is because this is built on an all-electric dedicated platform called the MEB platform that also underpins cars such as the Skoda Enyaq, VW ID4 as well as ID3 in the larger VW group. But I would say this is perhaps the only peculiarity that you'll find on the Q4 e-tron, because otherwise it's very recognizable as an Audi. We still get the slim headlights up front, this single frame grille, which of course is not a grille anymore, it's just a plastic piece. But it does give this car a very recognizably Audi look that doesn't alienate its audience too much as it moves into a new era. Things are relatively standard Audi fare at the rear too, with the Q4 e-tron's slim taillight bar. In all, we'd say this is a rather handsome looking car. But enough about the exterior styling for now. Now, despite its compact proportions on the outside, you'll find that actually the Q4 e-tron is quite generous on interior space, and that again is down to its dedicated electric platform that gives the car a quite generous 2764mm wheelbase. You can see that I have a good amount of legroom. Headroom is not bad too in this SUV body style, or in the Sportback you have a kind of like tapered roofline at the rear which might eat into headspace a little bit. And of course we have a flat floor because there is no transmission tunnel here. There is an armrest here if there's only two travelling in the rear. And we also have aircon vents here as well as two USB-C charging ports. The Q4 e-tron's slightly new age electric identity is also clear when you get into the car. The driver's seat can sense your weight, so you simply get in, step on the brake, and it's on. No need for extra button pressing. This is also the point at which you get to appreciate the Q4 e-tron's front quarters, which mixes the familiar and the new in good balance. Starting with the latter, the dashboard is designed in an angular, unique manner that sees the 10.1-inch infotainment screen slanted intuitively towards the driver. Another highlight here is the steering wheel's hexagonal shape, which isn't just cool to look at, but also nice to hold and doesn't block the instrument cluster too. At the same time, however, because Audi's MMI infotainment system still runs across both the virtual cockpit and central touchscreen, the user interface is easy to get used to. Even better is the fact that physical buttons have been retained here. There are other cool and useful bits about the Q4 e-tron's interior that you'll come to appreciate on a road trip, as we'll learn later on, but for now, let's talk about how it drives. Bearing in mind that this is supposed to be a family-friendly, all-electric, compact SUV/crossover, the Q4 e-tron gets plenty of power. We are currently in the 45 variant, which is incidentally the sole powertrain variant that will be coming to Singapore as of market launch, and that gets a single motor rear-wheel drive setup, with this motor capable of producing a peak output of 210 kilowatts, or about 280-ish brake horsepower, as well as 545 Nm of torque. Audi says that it can send the car from 0 to 100 in a sub 7-second timing, which again is plenty of power for a car of this stature. The car is also powered by a 77 kWh battery, and that gives the SUV body style WLTP rated maximum range of 466 km. You get 20-ish km more when you're in the Sportback variant, thanks to its more aerodynamic shape. But again, both figures are more than sufficient for what we'll have to use in Singapore. If we had to sum up the Q4 e-tron's general demeanour in perhaps one single conclusion, it would be that this is a really effortless and easy car to drive. I would even say that this is one of the most relaxing cars that I've driven in recent memory, perhaps over the past 6 months. And there are a few standout qualities that contribute to this. Number one is how well insulated the cabin is. Even when you're on the highway and we've been doing speeds, bear in mind that are a lot higher on German expressways than what we normally do in Singapore, the car is still very capable of keeping external noise outside, whether it's vehicles that are whizzing past or whether it's wind noise, tire roar. Also helping its well-insulated cabin is the fact that we have acoustic raised glass on the windscreen. And for example, even when it was raining yesterday and we were using the windscreen wipers, you hardly hear any of the whooshing. So yeah, it's just a very tranquil oasis inside the Q4 e-tron. The second standout quality that I would say is the fact that it rides very well. So this car gets McPherson struts up front as well as a multi-link rear suspension, and the car deals with bumps very well. It kind of feels like you're being separated by multiple layers of clouds Honestly, you feel very far removed from the ground when you're driving. Around town, the car's 20-inch tires, which are quite large considering its small size, do make the little bumps and imperfections felt, but once you're up to cruising speed, the car rides very well, rides very, very settled. And yeah, that just once more adds to the air of effortlessness that you feel behind the wheel. Also helping things is the fact that you sit quite high up, you have quite an elevated driving position, and also the fact that the steering is quite light and easy. The flip side of that, however, is that the car is not the most engaging to drive, even if you put it into dynamic. But then again, I don't think high driver engagement is what buyers of this car want. They want a car that's easy to live with, very comfortable behind the wheel, and I think the Q4 e-tron definitely ticks all of the boxes in that regard.
Another new feature introduced is an augmented reality heads-up display, which can integrate information from the car's adaptive cruise control and should ensure that you never miss your turn with its bright moving arrows. And when you're done with all your driving, juicing up the Q4 e-tron isn't too difficult either.
Practical day-to-day living wise, the Q4 e-tron's 77 kWh battery, as mentioned earlier, can also support DC fast charging at up to 135 kilowatts for a 10 to 80% recharge in just under 40 minutes. I'm currently at a fast charger right here outside Audi forum Ingolstadt, and as you can see, we're currently managing a charging speed of 46-ish kilowatts, but it's also because the battery is almost at 80%, so the car would naturally reduce the charging current that it takes on at this level. We are currently in the Audi charging hub at Nuremberg right now, and we have managed to reach our fastest charging speed on the trip, which stands at between 110 and 111 kilowatts, which is the fastest that we could experience on this trip.
As mentioned earlier, however, let's return to the car's practicality now.
Second thing that I want to point out, now that we spent some time with the car and now that the door is open, is that this is actually quite a spacious car in terms of like giving you many spaces to hold your items when you're on the move. So one of the most interesting parts is the fact that we get this bottle holder right here. Normally we only have it in this portion, but you can just chuck your bottle right here. This is empty, of course, and it fits just nice. This is a 500ml bottle and it'll fit just nice here. So when you're driving on the road and you need to grab a sip real quick, you can literally just reach down and it's right beside you. It's elevated. Once again, speaks to the clever design of this car.
As Audi's first compact electric crossover, the Q4 e-tron makes a great first impression. It's approachable, understatedly stylish, practical, and also highly comfortable and easy to live with. In a world where new EVs are eager to impress with their flashiness, this is ultimately a car that feels confident and measured, and stays true to exactly what we expect from Audi.
There you have it, guys. That was a very quick first look at the Audi Q4 e-tron. The car is actually set to arrive on Singapore shores very soon, by June this year. And as mentioned earlier, it will be offered in both the Sportback as well as SUV body styles, as well as in the advanced and first edition trims. Although there will only be one powertrain variant, and that is the 45 e-tron. What are your thoughts on the Q4 e-tron? Let us know in the comments. And if you've liked this video, don't forget to like and share it, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also follow us on TikTok at Sgcarmart. For now, that's all from me from Zwickau, Ingolstadt, Munich. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye! This is a 500ml bottle and it'll fit just nice here. Bye! Great. That was rubbish.